This is Tamika Hall, and you're listening to the Exploding Worship Arts Podcast, episode number 1.
I'm really excited to be bringing to you a really incredible segment tonight. I mean, we are talking about being media ready. We're talking about having our ministry ready for marketing. So this show is for authors, entrepreneurs, pastors, anyone that knows that you need an audience and you know that you are trying to reach someone. This is the show for you. Listen, tonight we're going to have Sharvette Mitchell on the line. She's a media coach, and she is an international radio host, and she's going to be talking to us about what it really takes to be media ready. I'll be bringing her online very shortly. She's hanging out in the virtual studio. And while we're waiting for that, listen, if you are on the show page, do me a favor. I need for you to click on that Twitter button, hit the Facebook like button that lets people know that you are tuned in live. And, of course, it's going to give other people that unction to tune into the show as well. And while you're there, make sure that you click that follow button so that you can follow us and you can stay tuned and stay on track for all of the great shows that we're going to have. Listen, we're not going to belabor the time at all, and we're going to have the fabulous Sharvette Mitchell up right after this.
Spiritual Food for Thought, 31 Inspirational Quotes to Jumpstart Your Day by LaTanya Boyd, consists of inspirational messages that offer daily words of empowerment, promote spiritual growth, and development in the Lord Jesus Christ for your day-to-day living. Spiritual Food for Thought, 31 Inspirational Quotes to Jumpstart Your Day. Available now on Kindle, ebook, and paperback. Log on to www.latboyd.com.
We absolutely love LaTanya Boyd, who is the author of Spiritual Food for Thought. I'm telling you, I read the book. You definitely don't want to bypass this wonderful, wonderful book and put that in your library. So listen, I'm really excited to introduce our guest. I'm talking about Ms. Sharvette Mitchell. I just told you that she is an international radio host. I mean, her show has had over 250,000 listeners worldwide. She's interviewed some of the best in the industry. She's a media coach. She does website design. I'm telling you, she is definitely the real deal. So without any further ado, I'm so excited to welcome Ms. Sharvette Mitchell to the show. Sharvette, how are you doing this evening?
Hello, Tamika. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here hanging out with you and your listeners.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have you on the show as well. I mean, you definitely are a person who is in the know and definitely somebody that people need to, stay connected to and watch. If people even just watch and learn, then I think that people will be on the right track. So very excited to have you here. So, I definitely put it out there and told people, authors, entrepreneurs, ministry folks needed to be tuned into this show. Because we're talking about marketing and really taking what we do to the masses. So I really want to give you the opportunity. How did you get started in this world of marketing?
Wow. So first of all, again, I want to just thank you so much for this opportunity to be on the show. But the way that I got started, my degree is in marketing. And my degree is in marketing. Big shout-out to VCU Rams. You all might remember them from the Final Four. We made it the last 2 years. But at any rate, I started So I started with having a degree. And a friend of mine was starting a medical consulting business, and she needed some marketing things done. So we sat down, did a brochure, did business cards, things like that. And then I said, okay, you need a website. I said, I think I can figure that out. So I created a website for her and her company, and then other people started asking me, can you create a website for me? So I created another website. Then I worked on my church website. Then I worked on other websites. And after a while, I said, you know what, I think I'm supposed to be getting paid for this. So I established Mitchell Productions, LLC, which is a web design company, and that's really how things took off.
And that's awesome, and it really is amazing when, God gifts us with those things. I mean, especially with you having a degree in marketing, just because you have that degree doesn't necessarily mean that you were taught how to do web design. So that's awesome that is a gift that has truly made room for you to create a business. So kudos on that. And, we're talking about Mitchell Productions. I know that you do website design. You do so much stuff. So talk to us a little bit more about Mitchell Productions and the services that you do provide.
Wonderful. So Mitchell Productions offers websites that are catered to authors, to churches, to life coaches, to anyone really that needs to have their own space on the web, which, by the way, if you are in any of those buckets, you certainly need your own space on the web. So it's template-based web design with customization, and we can create full-blown websites, or if you want just something simple. We also can create blogs. Blogs are very popular now, so if there's someone that, like a writer or an author that has a lot of content that they're sharing on a consistent basis, we can create blogs for you as well. And it's interesting you mentioned that I'm a radio host. Well, the Mitchell Productions web design pushed me into the radio show, and so I had to tell that story I had to tell that story very quickly. I was asked to attend a marketing symposium from a local Richmond, Virginia publisher, and she said, I want you to come in and talk about web design, in particular for authors and why they really need their own website. Well, at this marketing symposium, there was representation from newspaper, radio, TV, bookstore owners. And as the radio contact was talking, I said, I we could do some advertising with them or create a show and use that show as advertising for my web design clients. So that's exactly what I did, set up advertising with them, but turned it into a show, and I would feature my web design clients. Well, then people started saying, can I be on the show? Yeah, can I be on the show? Can I be on the show? And I was like, I only have 15 minutes. I can't interview everybody. And I am a type of person, I love the Internet, and I'm always looking for different things, how to grow, what's out there, what's new, and I discovered Internet radio, and that has really taken a life of its own. So that's kind of the tie-in there.
I mean, I think it's amazing. I mean, you've had some incredible guests there. I mean, you've really interviewed pretty much everyone that's in the industry. I mean, from Dr. Cindy Trim to Pastor Jamal Bryant to Wes Morgan, Shirley Murdoch. I mean, you kind of really interviewed everybody, and so you've definitely been that place that even publicists know, okay, we can send them here. Our clients are going to be in good hands, so that really speaks volumes for who you are. And I will tell you, I love your design work. I love just the very clean, classy look that all of your websites have. I mean, so you definitely present a very chic, presentation on the web. I think you do a really great job. You definitely do. So
thank you so much.
I've been looking at your stuff for a long time. I told you a while ago, for folks that follow me, I told Sharvette, I was like, she's my shero. I look up to her so much. So I've definitely been tuned in with who you are. Now, Sharvette, let's really get into the nitty-gritty. What exactly does it mean to be media ready? I mean, I've been throwing around this little phrase, and I'm sure that there's some folks out there who, maybe we just don't know what it is. So what does it mean to be media ready?
All right, great. I love this question. So as you alluded to, I've had the opportunity to interview a lot of different people, a lot of different guests, all kinds of, some people well-known and some people not. And I've figured out and I've seen the differences of people who really get this, who are ready for their media opportunity, who are ready for opportunities with TV, with radio, with newspaper. They do things differently. They have things in place differently from those that don't have things in place. And so media ready, in its simplest form, is basically if a media outlet is looking at you to be a guest, to be featured, what do they see, what do they find on you? And if they look at you and they can't find you on the web, you're not ready. If you don't have professional pictures, you're not ready. If you don't have a bio that's updated, you're not ready. If you are not active on your social networking sites, you're not ready. And Monique, do you remember Monique from, oh my goodness, she's been in so many things, Monique Precious, and yes, she has a phrase, so I can't steal it because she says it. She said, if you get ready, if you stay ready, you won't have to get ready. So, you need to be ready for these media opportunities, and we can definitely dig deeper into some of those things that I mentioned. But it's being ready for any of those potential media opportunities where you could be featured in TV, radio, print media, but it's what is that media outlet going to find when they go to look for you and look you up anywhere that they look you up on the web? What do they find? And do they have in their mind this person is ready or this person is not ready for this opportunity?
That's some really, really good stuff. I mean, and just talking about having a presence, I mean, it's really, really necessary that people can find information about you. I mean, I think a lot of people, whether you're a speaker or even an author, you produce a product or you are the product, and you just expect that people are going to find you. But nowadays, especially with the Internet, people are, they want to do some background work on you. They definitely want to do that. I want to ask you, what are some common mistakes that people make when they're trying to become media ready? Because I think, some of us, we think we've got it together. I mean, I know you've mentioned about the bio, you've mentioned about having a website, even possibly having a blog, but is it possible to have too many of those things? Or, what are some common mistakes that people make?
All right, so common mistakes. Let's talk about foundational things. And I'll talk about this from the perspective of the person that's just starting out. So if you're listening and you have some of these things already done, you can check the box. You're doing a good job. So let's talk about your bio. That's the number one, kind of the starting place for anyone that wants media attention, that wants to be media ready. Your bio shouldn't be over a page. I have seen bios that are over like 2 pages, and I feel like I'm reading an autobiography. What you have to remember, is that the media contact, the booking agent, whoever it is, it could be somebody from the OWN network, and they find you on Google. They don't have a lot of time, and they're always reviewing a lot of opportunities, a lot of people, a lot of bios. So if you are 2 pages long, in essence, it's not going to get read. But I would take it a step further. So number one, you have to have a bio. Keep it at 1 page. Make sure it's up to date. That is a mistake that I see, that it's dated. It says, something from 3 years ago. And sometimes you can just go in and make a couple tweaks, and it won't seem like it's a dated situation. So you want to make sure that it's up to date, 1 page. And then I would also say, have a media bio ready. So what is that? And I coined that phrase. That is basically taking the highlights out of your bio, 4 to 6 sentences, the sound bites, the quick things that are the most important that people that have media access and have exposure that they want to know about. Awards that you've won. If you're an artist, who have you shared the stage with that's notable? Who, maybe if you've been a background singer for someone, put that in. If you are a life coach, if you are a life coach and you have written a book or your work has been included in some publication, that should be highlighted. If your degree, if it's applicable to what you're doing, that should be highlighted. So that's that on the bio. We can keep on moving. Professional pictures. This is my pet peeve of all time. You have to, if you want to be media ready, you have to have professional pictures. And when I say professional,
say it again.
Yes, you have to have professional pictures done by a photographer. Now, they don't have to cost $5,000. It doesn't have to be America's Next Top Model photographer, but it has to be a professional photographer because you need a high-quality image. The reason being, you could take a nice picture with your iPhone, and I love my iPhone, let me tell you. They need to send me some sponsorship money. I love my iPhone, and it takes really in the right light, it takes a great picture, but it will not print well. And so what you have to keep in mind, if you want to, we're talking to people that want to be media ready, you have to have a picture that will print well in magazines, that will print well in newspaper articles, on flyers, on posters. So you have to think about your online presence as well as print presence. And I'll give you a prime example. I was working with someone on their website, and their local newspaper wrote an article about them. The person didn't even know about it. The news reporter reached out to him and said, can you send us a picture? Well, the picture he had wasn't a high-quality image, and so they had to struggle with whether they could use the picture or not. Basically, they didn't use the picture. They went ahead and printed the article, but in some cases, he could have lost that opportunity because he didn't have a high-quality image. So you got to have that. The other thing about your pictures, in most cases, if you are, again, an artist, an author, a life coach, where basically you are your brand, your pictures, your professional pictures, will be the foundation of your graphics. And your graphics include your bio, your brochures, your business cards, and certainly your website, and any flyers, your book cover, your CD cover, your professional pictures are going to be the foundation of your graphics. So that's why you have to have them in place. Again, if you want to be media ready.
I mean, let's just be real. Nowadays, especially with reality TV and reality web, series and things like that, people want to see who the person is behind the content a lot of the time. So having a great picture really gives them a quick view into who we are. So you're right. I mean, I can't stand when people are trying to present a professional image, and you're right, they don't have professional headshots. People can really tell the difference. They definitely can tell the difference. Absolutely.
And people form opinions. They form opinions. You may get 5 to 10 seconds for someone to form an opinion. I know that if I look at someone sending me an interview request and I look at their picture and it looks like their 1989 prom picture or their 1995 glamour shot, it makes me say, I don't think you're ready. Now, I may do the interview, but if I have several interview requests that have come in, that might go to the end of the pile.
Wow. I mean, that's really good information for people to know. I mean, I don't know, but people, what their vision and their goals are for, either obtaining radio interviews and what have you. But you're right. I mean, opinions are formed just from a picture. I mean, let's talk about it. With you being a radio host, does it make you feel like you would be wasting your time on somebody that's not ready? Is that the reason why you kind of think that way? I mean, I'm just trying to give people an insight into somebody who is a producer of a huge media outlet, which is what you have with the Sharvette Mitchell show. Does it make you feel like you'd be wasting your time? Do you feel like they wouldn't be able to necessarily give something to your audience? Why does it matter whether or not they really are ready for you?
So to talk about the picture example, this is a radio interview is a win-win situation. It's a two-way street. The person that wants to come on, they want to get media attention. But the media outlet, such as myself and yourself, we want to get listeners. So we're promoting our show. And again, that's myself, that's Oprah on the OWN network, who just did a great life class. We want listeners. So what will attract listeners? Great-looking promotions, sleek-looking promotions. And so if I have this great e-blast that goes out about my show, I'm posting on Facebook, I'm posting on Twitter, I'm doing press releases, and everything else looks polished and nice, but I have to use a picture that's gray or crooked or whatever. I don't want to do that. I want a professional picture because that's going to align up to everything else I'm promoting. That's why places like Oprah, they're going to go take their own picture. If you don't have a good picture, she's going to send a crew out and take a picture. So it's all about the look and feel of my show because I want listeners, but you as the person, the guest, that you want to get exposure because you want to either sell more books, sell more CDs, get people to hire you as a life coach, get people to hire you as a speaker. It's all tied together. That's why it matters.
Absolutely. Now, okay, so we've been kind of talking about this stuff. We were talking about blogs and websites and headshots and stuff like that. I mean, I know for the average person who hasn't done any of that, that might seem like a lot of hard work. And I know that you actually use the phrase of work smarter, not harder. So what exactly do you mean by that when you're talking about being media ready?
Okay, if you feel like this is a lot of stuff and you feel overwhelmed, I have two recommendations for you. Number one, take things in chunks. So if you can only right now focus on your bio, focus on your bio. Get your bio tight, get that updated, get that in a good place. Then go to the next thing. Then work on pictures. Then once you have pictures done, then work on your website, work on your graphics. So you don't have to do everything all at the same time. So take things in chunks. You also got to think about your support system. There may be people around you. There may be people on social networking sites that can help you. Maybe someone just took pictures and they say, hey, this guy has a $50 special, so you won't feel like, oh, my God, I don't have, Sears. If I go to Sears, it's $129 to get pictures done. If I just want one or two headshots. Hey, this person is doing great pictures for $50. So use your network also, because a lot of times people get overwhelmed with the cost of things, and I would say that there are various price points for everything that you need done today. It's just the reality. Case in point, a tip of working smarter and not harder. There's a website called Fiverr.com. The number 5, Five, and then 2 R's, rr.com. All of their services are $5. Yes, I said it, $5. Fabulous. You could potentially go on there and get a nice Facebook cover graphic done for $5. You could there's a ton of things, a logo done for $5. So there are different price points for everything. So use your support system. Use something like Fiverr.com to get discounted services. They may even write bios. Who knows? You just go on there and search for what you need. You can also use things like people will say, "Well, I don't have the money to get a website right now." Now we agree, Tamika. You and I agree. You have to have a website, but there may be people saying, you have to have it. But there may be people saying, "I don't have the money. I'm taking things step by step. I'm gonna work on my bio. I'm gonna work on pictures." There's a site called About.me. About.me. It was started by AOL. I think somebody else bought them at this point. But About.me is basically a one-page website that gives you can put your picture there and your bio and any links to your social networking site. That's something that you can work smarter and not harder. Again, if you have to take things in stages and you need some type of presence on the web that belongs to you, you can put that in your email tag whenever you update your email and have your name and have your telephone number, and you can put your About.me site there, and that's basically just really featuring your bio and your picture.
Good stuff. And, I just went to the website, and it look very professional. And like you said, if you're not able to commit either financially or with time in terms of getting your website, that is definitely a good jump-off space for that. And with you talking about the website, Sharvette, okay, a lot of people really don't feel, I'm surprised in 2013, but a lot of people don't feel like that is an investment that they need to make. And so, I want to ask you, do you feel like it's a necessity, or do you just feel like, okay, this is just a luxury item for people to have in business?
You absolutely have to have your own website. If you don't have your own website, in particular, if we're talking to people who want to be media ready, you will not be seen as serious. Think about it. Most of us that want to be media ready want the attention because we're trying to sell something, a service, a product, a good, something of that nature. Or there may be those that have a nonprofit and you're trying to gain supporters, a church, you're trying to gain membership. Why would someone want to invest their energy, their time in you, and you haven't invested in yourself? That's how you have to look at it. You have not invested in yourself, but you want me to buy your book, and you don't have a website. You want me to hire you as a coach, a business coach, and I've seen it. Business coaches, and they don't have their own website. But you want me to pay you X dollars an hour to coach me on business. And I'm not saying that they don't have the expertise. They very well may, but I still have in my mind, if you don't have a website, I cannot really take you that serious. I really can't. So you have to have it. Yeah.
And think about it, even just from the standpoint of you being a radio personality. I mean, I know a lot of times I'll speak for myself, I will go to a website. If somebody has a website, I'd rather go to that, get all of my information, get your headshot, and get your bio, so that I'm not waiting for somebody to send that to me. So if they don't have that, it actually sometimes, creates a situation where I'm like, now I have to wait, for this stuff to get done. And, I mean, everybody's on the Internet. Everybody wants to be able to get that quick snapshot of who it is that they're talking to or working with. And, like you said, I mean, are you really serious? Because if you're serious, then you'll have some type of a web presence. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And, again, we're talking to people who want to be media ready. So if you're just out, writing a blog for fun, and you don't, we're not talking about that person. We're talking about people who are trying to seek media attention because at some point they want to sell a product, a good, or a service. And the other thing is that websites are available at all price points. So there's free to, however, $10,000. So you can find your spot and get there. But you have to have it. And there are media outlets that probably won't even, if you send them an email, say, I want to be on your such and such, whatever, and they can't find you on the web, they probably are not even going to respond to your email. They're not going to wait for you to send them a bio, send them a picture. They're probably not going to wait. There's some outlets that will, but they're probably not going to, especially if you're talking about major media, because they're going to look you up on Google. They're going to Google you to see what they can find. And I've heard producers from, and I keep going back to Owen because everyone knows that and everybody kind of holds that as the holy grail for media, but they heard producers scour the Internet. They research on Google. They research Bing. They research the Internet.
I mean, and let's be real, the Internet is where we, the smaller folks who are unknown trying to be known can actually leverage the playing field up against some of those media giants. I mean, gone are the days where you have to be TJs in order to make it onto, a show on the OWN network, because if you do have a great web presence and all of that stuff, then the playing field has been leveled, and now people can actually pay attention. So, you're absolutely right. I mean, I'm looking at Mitchell Productions. You actually offer very, very affordable packages. I mean, talk to our listeners before you go just about the packages that you do offer through Mitchell Productions Web Design.
Yes, thank you. So I have packages starting as low as $275, and it goes on up. It just depends on how many pages you need in your site. But I can work with you based off of the content that you have and make a recommendation. Okay, this feels like we can do this in 5 pages, or this feels like we can do this in 3 pages. So it just depends on how much content you have. But absolutely, I can create a website for as low as $275, one-time design fee. You will have your web hosting fee, a monthly fee of $19.95, and you will need to have your domain name, which is your www. Whatever. And that's an annual, once a year price of like $19, $20 at the max. But that will get you, a website, so you can start as low as $275. And I run specials. So there's a page with specials that it's just a no-brainer that you could get a special that will give you a value of $100+ in specials. So there's no need to be wondering how to get your website done. Certainly, Mitchell Productions can help you with that. Mitchell-productions.com is how you can find me. And then we're on Facebook as well, so facebook.com/Mitchell Productions.
And, I mean, I will just say this because I know you're being very modest and you didn't say it, but for those that are listening and you might have said, well, why do I need a domain name? I mean, listen, we understand that Weebly offers, comprehensive website design and stuff like that, but you want to have a domain name that is www.sharvette.com, because that is your little space on the Internet. You don't want to have the .such-and-such.com behind your name. First of all, people don't remember it as easily. And, again, it goes back to being serious and to really having a great presence. So I know that you didn't want to say that, but I'll say it for you. That is the reason why you would have that small investment, and that's what it is. It is an investment. And so before you leave us tonight, Sharvette, tell us, everybody again, how can they connect with you and Mitchell Productions in order to begin taking their ministry, their business to the next level?
Awesome. Again, on the World Wide Web, you can find us at www.mitchell- that's a little dash, productions.com. On Facebook, great place to connect with our Facebook page, facebook.com/Mitchell Productions. So there's no dash, just Mitchell Productions. So it may be easier to actually find us on Facebook if you want, and certainly there are links from Facebook onto our main website. We have referral specials. If you send me a referral and they pay, I'll give you $50 cash. So we'd be glad to help you and certainly support the foundation of your media, which would be your website, to make sure you have a launching pad to gain more customers, more clients, and et cetera.
Well, Sharvette, I really appreciate your time tonight. Thank you for sharing really great nuggets of wisdom. I know I'm going to go back to my website and try to beef it up and tweak some things, too, because I was thinking, I need to work on my bio as well. So I appreciate you just giving us a free media coaching session. I mean, that's really what you did tonight, and very grateful for that. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Thank you. And to everyone that's been listening this evening, again, what you just received was a free media session from a media personality and mogul, Sharvette Mitchell. I mean, if you are just tuning in, and I'm sorry you kind of missed it, but you can always go back to the archives and you can listen through this again. And you're going to want to listen to it over and over again just to kind of keep yourself in check and to make sure that you really are on the path to truly being media ready. Well, listen, everybody, this is Tamika Hall. This has been the Tamika Hall radio show. Always excited to come to you every single week on Monday. Make sure you stay tuned. We've got some really incredible guests that are coming your way in the next few weeks. Until next time, make sure you check out Sharvette by going to www.sharvette.com or go to Mitchell Productions. That's www.mitchell-productions.com. It's on our show page as well. And, when you find me on the Internet, you'll be able to find all that information also. Until next time, everybody, make sure that you stay motivated, stay empowered, stay inspired. Until next time, be blessed.